Season 2, Episode 7 of The Old Man is really interesting. It has more questions, once again, than answers. We see Dan taken hostage after the last episode. He has the nerve agent in him, and he needs to find the antidote. He then is in an old relic of a building, I would say a church, and then someone comes in, and that's Pavlovich, who then sits down in front of Dan, and they begin a back-and-forth discussion about their history, so to speak. And Pavlovich kind of says that with the rare earth cartel and the Meshbahar deposit, I wanted to do certain things because of the U.S. economy, so forth and so forth. And Dan's like, you know you killed Faraz Hamzad's daughter, right? And it's like, what? You can tell fear just set into his own eyes. And Pavlovich is like, what? No, you're lying. What's happening? What's going on? And then you see the aspect of Dan hallucinating Angela or Emily, or whoever you want to call her, like around where he is. Like she's like as she's speaking, Pavlovich is speaking. Pavlovich talks, and it's like back and forth, back and forth. It's like the two minds are playing tricks on Dan, which is really interesting. Not only that, we see Harold Harper visit his ex-wife Marion, who then we find out what her bidding is in all of this, and she wanted to basically sit down and, kind of figure out the Meshbahar deposit. And, Harold wants to know what's going on with it. Why is she involved? And, she says that Pavlovich was once a former partner. I just needed the backing. I needed the muscle. And Harold's like, yeah, okay, but you never answered my question. And Marion's like, no, I did. I wanted something from you. You just never gave it to me. She's like, yeah, you wanted dinner. Is that all? He's like, not with you, with someone else. It's like, wait a minute. She basically wanted to sit down with Parwana in a way to kind of gain her knowledge of the aspect of how she is this kind of big operative, so to speak. And it's like, oh, okay, the FBI really knows what they're doing with her. And it's like, she wanted to change her into a Chinese asset. So it's like, oh, well, that's different and interesting. Not only that, we see the character of Zoe go to a police station and say that I just witnessed a murder. This is what's happening. I need to figure everything out. It's like, okay, and call the CIA. So then we find out her real name. Okay, and it's like, whoa, what more, dominoes are falling now. And I'm just watching this episode. I'm like, what the hell is actually going on? So many Easter eggs, so many craziness happening. It's just insane. I didn't expect this episode to go the way it did, especially for being at the episode before the season 2 finale, which is episode 8. And then it goes on and on. I'm like, okay, all right. And then you see a backstory with Zoe, or her real name, Margaret Dixon, I believe, and where she's trying to get married. And then it's like, Zoe knows this, Zoe knows that, what is love, what's this? And it's like, all right. And then one of Pavlovich's men comes in to the station, shoots up everybody, kills everybody. She kind of grabs a shotgun from the case and then just blasts this dude right off the stairs. And it's really fun and really interesting. And then she goes outside to see one of the CIA kind of, I guess, operatives out there, dead, of course. No, spoiler alert. And then we see a car come up, and it's Julian. And it's like, oh, Harold Harper sent me. And he's like, all right, we need to get going. And I'm pretty sure you're up to date and up to speed with everything. So it's like, all right. So, Harold's backing with, Julian is 100% now, and Julian is helping Harold out. Not only that, we see Dan tell Pavlovich that, in order to do all this, I want to make a deal and everything. So Pavlovich gives Dan a phone. He calls Zoe. You know what to say. You know what to do. But then everything changes. Everything turns around. It's like, well, the deal is off. And Pavlovich is like, what? What's okay? And he leaves, and Dan's like, oh, okay. So then they leave Dan with this one Russian guy. Oh, now all the rage is the Russians are the bad guys in films and TV shows, which is kind of annoying in a way. And this bodyguard's like, I wanted to meet the man who killed my father, this and that. He tortures Dan left and right, breaks a couple antidote vials, and it's like, all right, is Dan really going to get out of this? What's really going on? That's going on. And then you see Pavlovich kind of answering to, I want to say, the rare earth cartel or whatever they call it. It's not really a cartel. It's like a board of people who want to do something. like I said, still questions need to be answered. And they're like, you sure you have everything under control in Meshbahar? It's like, yeah, I really do. It's just, mercenaries come in, then that, but we're fine, we're this and that. So Pavlovich is scared of something and someone. And we find out that something and someone is Angela Adams. Emily Chase, Parwana Hamzat. She is alive. Yeah. Of course, we knew she was alive. They're not just going to kill her off that quickly, but the basis of this series is on her. Very different than the aspect of what it is based on the book of the same name. But then you have, how everything's falling into place in a way. It's like, all right, Harold goes to see his ex-wife, Marion. She has this real stronghold in China because she was born there. It's her home and everything. And then it's like, all right, she has the forego to be like helping Harold to kind of get him out of Afghanistan. And then Dan is just trying to figure out what's going on with everything with the Meshbahar deposit. And then Pavlovich wants this, wants that. Marianne with Zoe. It's like, it's in freaking insane how this series with episode 7 took a left turn that I didn't expect, and I'm pretty sure some of you didn't expect it either. But I feel like with the story now where it is, and the next episode is the season finale, season 2, it's like, okay, we're definitely going to get a third season to kind of close everything out, because if we don't, you just can't wrap everything up in 2 seasons, especially with everything how it's going. We're going to get a third season because this show is really good. It's done really well. The second season has been better than the first season, and it's like, all right, where do you go from here? What's the whole aspect of the Meshbahar deposit? Will Parwana, Emily, Angela, whatever you want to call it, will she make it home? Or will she stay where she's at, protecting the certain aspect of what it is? And why is Pavlovich scared? Why did he call Marion after so much time and so many years that it's like, what is really happening? And, now that Julian and Zoe are together, how will they figure things out? Will Dan make it out because he doesn't have the antidote? That's the other question. A lot of questions that need to be answered, and it's like, I don't even think we're going to even get to those answers. It's absolutely crazy and mind-blowing, and this is why I love TV shows like this, because it's like, okay, more things keep coming out of the story, more things are really happening and really going. And not only that, Morgan Boat was mentioned so many times of how people know about him and his death and everything, because he had a stronghold on everything. And it's just like, wow, when a powerful figure just goes like that in the underground or, kind of word of mouth, it really travels fast. I mean, Marion got the news really, really quickly, and you could tell Harold was really, really surprised about it. So, I mean, but hey, every actor is giving their all, and it's really fun to see. And I'm curious to see how this will all play out in the season 2 finale. It's absolutely just crazy, mind-blowingly insane. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about Season 2, Episode 7 of The Old Man. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of it? What did you think about the story? What did you think about all these twists and turns? The aspect of the real story happening? The Meshbahar deposit? Do you think Pavlovich is actually really scared now of what he learned? And do you think Dan will make it out alive? What is the whole thing with Harold Harper and his ex-wife? And what is Zoe's story? What is that? And is she actually CIA? Because it's like, And, how will everything transpire in the end? And do you think we'll get a third season of The Old Man? Or do you think everything will wrap up in Season 2 and that's it? Let me know in the comment section below about all the questions I just asked. I'm Mr. Filmstock. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'll see you all in the next review video. And be sure you tune in next week to my Season 2 finale, Episode 8 review of The Old Man.